4 down, 12 more to go for Week 13 of the 2024 NFL regular season. So let's get started because I don't have time for this bullshit. Alright. Early afternoon games. Texans going on the road to take on the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Texans lose inexcusably to the Tennessee Tidy Whiteys. And the Jaguars lost to their bye week last week. Okay, they didn't lose to their bye week, but you get my fucking point. What? The Jaguars got their asses kicked really bad by the Detroit Lions. And I mean really fucking bad. Yeah. There's a good chance that Trevor Lawrence might play. Hey, if he does, this is one of those games where I might have to just put the official pick into the description box. Because if Trevor Lawrence does play, and I think he will, I gotta go for the Jaguars because I think Houston's slump is going to continue, unfortunately for them. I mean, what the fuck was C.J. Stroud doing? Pulling a Dan Orlovsky, which is running to the back of the end zone for a safety. Granted, it wasn't the main thing that cost them that game, but he didn't help matters by doing that shit either. They still had plenty of time. Before that fuck up. If Mac Jones plays, I'm taking the Texans. And if Trevor Lawrence plays, I gotta take Jacksonville because for the very same reason. Although it might be a mistake either way. Next up, Colts going on the road to take on the New England Patriots. The Patriots got their asses kicked by the Miami Dolphins, and the Colts, they get their asses kicked by the fucking Lions, who happen to have won on Thanksgiving Day. So the Lions are 11-1 and have the best record in the league. Yeah, and yes, the Trent Richardson of quarterbacks, Anthony Richardson, has gone back to typical Anthony Richardson. Last week when he had a good game against the Jets, that was uncharacteristic of him. The real Anthony Richardson returned. What you saw against the Colts was the real Anthony Richardson. He's not a good thrower of the football. That's just the truth. I'm sorry, but fuck off. The Patriots are still rebuilding. Obviously, gotta flip for this one. Atlanta Tales. I gotta take the Colts. The Patriots obviously still have some issues. You know what? Yeah, take the Colts, I guess. Fucking work. Next up, Chargers going on the road to take on the Atlanta Falcons. The Chargers ended up losing this game. It was 30-23, but it was not as close as the score would indicate. Okay, so I guess the Chargers are still the Chargers, regardless of who the head coach is. But just because that's true doesn't mean that the previous coach didn't deserve to be fired, because he clearly did. And the Falcons have taken their overratedness by leaps and bounds, by making Bo Nix look like Joe Montana. Holy shit. Maybe that game was a wake-up call for the Falcons to say, hey, man, we're not as great of a team and we need to be a little bit fucking better. I gotta take the I gotta take the Falcons. I do think that Broncos game, and they played fucking horrible. But I do believe that game will be their wake-up call and saying, guys, we're better than this. Seahawks going on the road to take on the New York Jets. The Seahawks have won 2 consecutive games since their bye week, and the Jets were busy firing their general manager, and everybody, and I guess a lot of people have their panties in a bunch over this one because allegedly Joe Douglas was a great evaluator of talent, even though he had only one good draft, and that was 2022. It was a good draft. Don't get it twisted. He drafted the offensive rookie of the year and defensive rookie of the year. Here, that's great, but are people gonna sit here and pretend like he hit in every single one of his draft picks? I'm not gonna say he. Obviously, it's unreasonable for any GM to hit on every one of his draft picks, but you gotta hit at least on a lot of them, and he didn't. He fit. Oh, but a lot of teams failed at quarterback in 2021. Okay, big fucking whoop. Those teams were done, and those teams' GMs got fired. What the fuck do you want? What? The Bears fired Brian Pace and Matt Nagy. The Patriots said bye-bye to Belichick. I'm trying to think who. I mean, the only exception was the 49ers, but the difference is the 49ers were able to draft well. I mean, come on. Give me a fucking break. It's ridiculous. But as far as how the game will go, I gotta take the Seattle Seahawks. The Jets are shit. Of course, if I take the Jets to win, they lose. And when I take the Jets to lose, they win. It's like, fucking hell. Damned if I do, damned if I fucking don't. But I'll take the Seahawks to win. All right, next up, Titans going on the road to take on the Washington Commanders. Wow, Washington. When I saw, both that game was just funny in general. I think it's as if the Commanders and the Cowboys, for that matter, were drinking whiskey for breakfast, tequila for lunch, and vodka for dinner. Oh, and Fireball for dessert. That's how bad this game was. It could also be a sign that Cliff Queensberry's offense is once again becoming predictable as the season goes along. What a shocker. And it might be time for me to reinstate my take early on in the season that the Commanders are pretenders, because they are. Let's call it for what it is. If they lose to the Tennessee Titans, the Commanders will be known as pretenders. They don't deserve to make the playoffs at that point. I'll just go ahead and take the Commanders because the Titans still have issues. Steelers going on the road to take on the Cincinnati Bengals. Oh boy, Pittsburgh. I may have called this team underrated early in the season, but you're not underrated anymore. You're expected to win some games. Granted, I probably should have taken the Cleveland Browns because, like I said, it was an any given game type of situation. I do think the Steelers will lose theirs. The Steelers are usually winning in Cincinnati though, so I'll take the Steelers. Fuck it, I gotta take Cincinnati. I gotta do it. No, fuck it. Take the Steelers. Cincinnati's defense still sucks dicks for breakfast. Next up, Cardinals going on the road to take on the Minnesota Vikings. Well, this should be an interesting game. The Cardinals did lose last week to the Seahawks, and the game wasn't even close, apparently. The game wasn't even close. It was pretty boring, actually. And the Vikings. What happened to them last week? Oh, that's right. They nearly lost to the Bears. They were up 27-16, and then then the Bears tied it at 27 because the Vikings failed to recover the onside kick. My God, I think that was the NFL's first onside recovery of the season, or it could be their second. I don't know, but yeah, that was bad. And the Cardinals they're getting a little bit better, but I gotta take the Minnesota Vikings to defeat the Arizona Cardinals. And Rams going on the road to take on the New Orleans Saints. It's nice that the Saints won two straight games after firing their coach, but this is a bad thing because it'll boost the owner's head of maybe we should keep Mickey Loomis after all. Yeah, it's not that bad. Yes, it is that fucking bad. And I wonder who the next permanent head coach will be. Will it be the interim coach? Who knows? And the Rams. God damn it, Rams. Oh God, they got their asses kicked by Saquon fucking Barkley. Oh man. I think the Rams bounce back and defeat the New Orleans Saints. Time for the Saints winning streak to stop. Seriously. Buccaneers going on the road to take on the Carolina Panthers. The Buccaneers won 30-7 over the Giants when it really should have been 45. It should have been 45-7 at the very least, 49-7 at the very most. The Giants were that fucking horrible. But the Buccaneers kind of fucked around late in the fourth quarter, and yeah, that's why the score wasn't as close. Wasn't even worse than it should have been. And then you got the Panthers, who almost beat the Chiefs, but you know what? Everybody almost beats the Chiefs. I mean, it's not like the Chiefs are that good of a football team. I think people really need to slow their rolls by calling the Chiefs the best team in the NFL just because they're the defending champions. I mean, they lost to the Buffalo Bills a couple weeks ago for a reason. With that being said, however, Bryce Young, yeah, I kind of over-criticized Bryce Young just a little bit. I'm not saying he's going to be a great quarterback, but I think he'll be average enough, if that makes sense. And the team by hook or crook, is responding better. Has responded better as of late. So, for that reason only, I gotta take the Panthers to win this one. Eagles going on the road to take on the Baltimore Ravens. Saquon Barkley, 300 yards total scrimmage yards is what I've been trying to say. Plus 2 touchdowns. Like I said, he ran all over the Rams defense. And the Ravens, who also played in SoFi Stadium, taking on the Chargers. They did not dominate. Obviously, they didn't dominate the Chargers with Derrick Henry, but yeah, this Ravens team is no joke. This Ravens team is still no joke. I know they suffered a couple of losses, a few losses, and that 0-2 start definitely didn't help them. But it is what it is. There. With that being said, I gotta flip for this one. Try again. Landed heads. Okay. Shit. Take the Ravens to defeat the Eagles. Lamar Jackson does not lose to the NFC, at least in the regular season. But obviously he hasn't faced the NFC in the postseason, because you have to actually win the conference championship game in order to face an NFC team in the postseason. But take the Ravens to defeat the Eagles. All right, Sunday night football. 49ers going on the road to take on the Buffalo Bills. The reason why they didn't flex this one is because, traditionalists, wet dreamers, want like the 49ers, of course. It makes them spray their shorts and all that shit. Then you got the Buffalo Bills, who I think had a bye week. Yeah, they had a fucking bye week. It's over. It's over. I mean, and God, they got their asses, and the 49ers got their asses kicked by the Packers this past week, who also won on Thanksgiving night. Brock Purdy didn't play. It was former Broncos backup quarterback Brandon Allen. He's a backup for a reason. And Brock Purdy might not be able to go again. I don't think it's going to matter. A lot of other players are out. They're done. I mean, the 49ers, you had your shot and you blew it. You had your shot last year and you blew it. And you're not making the playoffs this year. Gotta take the Buffalo Bills to defeat the 49ers and watch the 49ers somehow get a victory over the Bills, just the same way that Michigan got a victory over Ohio State. And last up, exclusively on ESPN, Browns going on the road to take on the Denver Broncos. The Denver Broncos, Bo Nix is still having accuracy issues. He has, last week, little Bo Nix threw 5 near picks. And he's a lucky son of a bitch. Seriously, man. Listen, I understand he's been playing. I understand he's been playing a little bit better up until the second Raiders game. But it's clear as day that he still has some issues with accuracy. But the Broncos are still winning, and now he has a back injury, and I believe he's going to be ready to go. Then you got the Browns. The Browns got the dub. They did it in snowy fucking weather. I don't know. It seems preposterous to have to coin flip for this one, but I have to in this case because landed tails. Ooh, landed tails. Interesting. They may have landed tails. But I got... oh boy, if this bites me in the ass, so be it. But I'll take the Denver Broncos to defeat the Browns. Though I am concerned because the Broncos are going to be wearing white helmets for this one. And they were 0-2 in white helmets last year. I like the blue uniforms, but I don't like the Broncos pairing them with the white helmets because it makes them look like the San Diego Chargers, those uniforms that they wore between 2007 and 2019 or whatever the fuck. So that part worries me. But I'll take the Broncos to defeat the Browns, I guess. It is what it is. But hey, let's see what happens when the chaos continues. The Jaguars Texans pick will be in the description box below. Depending on whether or not Trevor Lawrence plays. But in any event, that's it. That's all. Till next time, later, fuckers.